Hey guys, my name is Nikki and I'm going to welcome you here to Carry Grace. Alright, so right now you are looking in my very messy pantry. Now we moved in here a little while ago and I have made a few very quick attempts to kind of get some order in this pantry, but it is simply not functioning well for us. The little snack bins, the drawers that we have down there on the bottom, I thought that was going to work, but really it's just not working. There's a lot of things in here that aren't working. Right here is kind of our overflow in this cabinet for our water and things like that. It's actually really low right now, but I don't like it being in that cabinet. I really want it on the floor in the pantry. You can see my fridge is a mess. This fridge is tiny, and you see that drawer right there in the middle? It's causing some problems, so I need to kind of see what I can figure out to do in here. Alright, so this is the after real quick. My camera battery died, but I realized the drawer moves, so I was able to slide that down. It was such a good discovery to figure out that I could do that, and I kind of moved the shelves around a little bit, just wiped everything back down and put everything in here. I didn't do anything fancy. Like I said, this fridge is pretty small, but now there's room and it feels like a much larger, different fridge, so that was a win. Alright, so now I'm going to kind of work back on the pantry. I pulled out some different bins. These were in my laundry room, which kind of left a huge mess in my laundry room, but I think they're going to work better for me in the pantry. My kitchen is kind of a mess first, so I'm going to tackle the mess in here before I get back on the pantry, because I want to pull everything out of the pantry so that I can kind of see what I'm working with. I'm not really wanting to purchase anything. I kind of mentioned in last week's video that I was kind of struggling with kind of wanting things to feel finished, and I think y'all thought that I meant like decorating and having furniture and things like that. The biggest thing that is really been hard is things not having a place. So like in our pantry, not having a good place to put the water in the pantry. Those are the kind of things that have been hard. Yeah, the decor, the furniture, all that stuff will come, but I really want things to feel like they have a place, and so that's kind of where I'm choosing to focus my time this week. We are a family that really does thrive with routines and order, so that's what I'm really trying to kind of get a better handle on. So this week, like I said, I'm going to be organizing my pantry. I'm also going to be showing you my laundry room. I'm going to be addressing it because it is another major hot spot. And those are the two areas that I feel like we touch a lot. Constantly, food is in and out. People are getting snacks all day, cooking all day, things like that. Laundry's having to be done every day. So those are kind of the main areas that I'm going to be focusing on this week, because I feel like they are the areas that are going to make the most impact. I have learned, though, that organization definitely happens in stages. I feel like when you first move in somewhere, everything kind of gets thrown in, and then maybe a week or so later, you get to kind of put things away a little bit better. And then I feel like, then you come to realize how you're really using this space and you get to make it a little better. So things are not going to be like in their final stages here, I'm sure. I mean, that would be great, but I know that this is going to happen in stages. All right, so while I'm in the kitchen, I'm going to go ahead and make this overnight oatmeal. It's a crock pot oatmeal that we have been making and really enjoying. It's really good. I will leave a link in the description box down below, but it is an oatmeal, a steel cut oatmeal that you make in the crock pot, and it's been great for breakfast. I pack it up for my husband to take to work. He eats it for breakfast. It's been good. All right, so right now I'm pulling everything out, like all the snacks, and I'm putting them in bins because, like I said, I had them in those little plastic drawers on the bottom, but I really want to utilize that space for something different. And then we have a lot of bread in our house. We have bagels and tortillas and then bread, and then there's usually some kind of buns and things like that. So I need to kind of put these in different places. The chip situation wasn't really working real well. It needed a bigger basket. So I'm basically just going to kind of go through here and just start seeing what I can figure out. I'm also kind of trying to learn the proper amount of food to have in this house. I don't know if that makes sense, but our pantry situation is so different. It's not bad, it's just different. Our freezer and fridge situation is different. In our other house, we had a deep freezer that was in the garage, and so I used to kind of stock up on a lot of things, and I don't have room to do that here. So I'm also really having to adjust how I purchase groceries. So it's kind of just all a big learning curve. All right, so right now I'm going to pull everything out of the pantry. You're going to see my counter is going to get full pretty quick so that I can kind of see what I'm working on. The biggest thing is I want things to be super accessible. I want us to be able to see what's there. There's a lot of things that are in packages that I'm going to take out of packages. I do have quite a few like containers that I can put things on. I just needed to take the time to kind of switch things around and make them function a little bit better. All right, so everything is out on the counter. I'm just kind of taking a visual inventory to see what's here. I know that certain things are in bins that need to be changed because of size. I know that things like my sugar and flour that are out on the counter, I want them in the pantry. So I'm actually going to be turning the camera off for this project because I just was like really having to think things through, and it was just taking a long time. So at the end, you will kind of get to see how this looks when I put everything back in the pantry. All right, so now I'm going to give you kind of a visual of the laundry room. Obviously, I need to do some laundry pretty badly, but there's just stuff on the floor. There's not like a lot of space in here to store things. There's a random soap bottle on the floor. Our dog's crate stays in here. He sleeps in here at night. There is a nice shelf like up above the washer and dryer. It's pretty high. It's kind of hard to reach, but we're going to have to work with what we've got. This stuff I had to pull down because I needed the bins that were up there for the pantry project. There was also a shelf that I had there that just wasn't really working. So this is another thing that I need to address, and again, you will get to see how this kind of got straightened up at the very end. You'll see kind of an after. All right, so now we're going to move on to a different day, and I am going to straighten up and clean our living room. I need to straighten up the couch. There's a few random things that need to be put away, like I see a cup, I see a shoebox where I got a new pair of tennis shoes, just a few random things. This room is not bad at all, but it is super dusty. So I am going to give this room a quick clean. I am still doing my Fly Lady morning and evening routines, which is going well. I still haven't quite gotten back to doing my weekly home blessing or my zone cleaning yet. I'm not there yet. I'm really trying to get the house kind of put together. Like I said, I'm working on the laundry room and just the hot spots that really need the most attention right now. But that will all come. So the good thing though is most of the time, because we do straighten up every evening, I don't really have lots of messes. So when I do clean, it does go pretty fast. One thing I haven't tackled yet are the windows and the blinds. Today I'm just going to kind of do a quick dust on the blinds here in the living room. I feel like the blinds in this house are going to kind of get better over time. At least that's what I'm hoping. I don't know, the dirt here in Florida is so much different than in Alabama. I don't know what the deal is, but it's like, I don't know, it's super dusty here. The dirt is like gray and it's super fine and it like goes everywhere. Where in Alabama, the dirt, it wasn't as fine. It kind of, I don't know, I didn't feel like it floated in the air the way the dirt does here. It's so weird. And I don't know, maybe it's just kind of something that has to do with where we live in Florida. I don't know if it's like that all over, but I can tell you that like things like this air return, I dusted this like when we moved in and it is already like super nasty. So I'm going to have to make sure that this is something that I'm hitting very routinely because it got pretty gross pretty fast. So you'll have to tell me, have you noticed like if you've ever moved somewhere that the dirt is just very different? I don't know. It's been strange. All right, so now I'm just going to do a quick wipe down of the surfaces in here. I'm just using an e-cloth. I like to just kind of spray it with a little bit of Mrs. Meyer's all-purpose cleaner just to kind of get the e-cloth just a little bit damp and then wipe everything down. I just like the way it smells. You don't have to use any cleaners with the e-cloth, but I just like the smell. All right, so this ceiling fan, I have not dusted it yet. This is the first time. I was definitely struggling. I really should have gotten out my step stool because, I don't know, I was just having a hard time. So the next time I do this, I will use my step stool and I'll probably use an e-cloth with something damp the next time I do this. I didn't want to use something damp this time because there was so much just like big chunks of stuff. So we'll do that next time. But I am finding that things are definitely, like I said, going to happen in stages. Things will eventually be up to my cleaning standards in this house. They're not there yet, but we're going to get there. And it's probably going to be slow. Alright, so on this side of the room is our TV and entertainment center. I am using the e-cloth. It's the same e-cloth, but I'm using a dry side to just kind of wipe the dust off the TV. I'm not putting any product on there, so I just wanted to clarify that in case you were curious. This wall is such a big, long wall. We had a wall like this with our TV in our other house, but I had bookshelves on either side of this entertainment center, and it worked out really nicely, but I only have one of those bookcases now. We got rid of one. I have thought about purchasing like a set of ladder shelves to put on either side of this, and then I could move like that subwoofer thing, I could move that down. But I've decided that I don't want that much to dust, so I think I'm just going to figure out something to maybe put on the wall, something that I can hang with command strips, maybe baskets, maybe pictures, I'm not sure. But like I said, I liked the ladder shelf idea. I thought it would be really good because I've got a lot of things that I could display that are just kind of packed away. But I'm just not digging all the dusting. So I'm going to nix the idea of shelves. This is the first time that I'm giving kind of a good wipe down on this fireplace. It's got kind of like a marble surround, and then it's got the glass doors, and everything is pretty gross. So I am just kind of spraying it down, wiping it. Again, this is one of those things that I feel like instead of standing here and spending a lot of time and elbow grease, I know it'll get better every time I do it. So I'm trying to not get bogged down with cleaning projects and make them take a really long time. I know that the more I do this, the better it's going to get. And as you can see from this cloth, it was pretty grimy. So I'm glad that's been wiped down now. I'm just going to do a quick vacuum and then a mop in here, and then this room will be nice and clean. And I think this is the first time that I've given like this whole room a clean. There have been times that I've dusted it, there have been times that I have vacuumed it, I have mopped it, but it hasn't all happened on the same day. So this actually felt really good to get this done. And just in case someone is curious, I am using an O Cedar mop in here. I have some lemon fabuloso, I think that's what it's called, in here because I just really like the way lemon scents smell. Now this floor is not wood. It's like a industrial grade of vinyl. It looks like wood. It looks like that gray weathered oak, but it's not. It's vinyl, so I can pretty much use whatever I want to, and it does clean up very nicely. Alright, so now we're in my little breakfast room area, and I'm just going to wipe this little table down. I kind of just like having this little table here. This room is pretty small, and the sliding glass door that goes to the patio is like right there, so there's like a walkway right there, so I can't really put another piece of furniture there, but it's just really nice to have that little piece. Alright, so this light fixture is like covered in grime, so I am going to kind of dry dust it first, and then I'm going to spray it with a rag and try to get some more of it off. Now, my camera had a really hard time focusing in this area for some reason, so I cut a lot of this out, but really it's just me wiping over and over and over. You didn't really need to see me do the whole process because it's really just the same thing over and over. But I did get a lot of grime off of this, and it looks a whole lot better than it did. It's still not perfect. It's actually still a very ugly light fixture. I wish we could change it, but you know, it's a rental and we probably won't mess with it. I do, however, though, want to hang something on that wall. I'm kind of torn. I think I'm going to hang, I've got like a metal piece that I painted. It's like kind of a gray color, and I think I want to hang that up in here, but then I also thought about hanging some big black picture frames with some pictures in there. So we'll see. I haven't done it yet because I haven't made up my mind. I'm trying to just kind of make sure I know what I want to hang in here before I do it. But I will eventually start hanging things on the wall. Alright, so I'm about to show you the e-cloth, and you can see this had some serious grime. Y'all, That was nasty. All right, so I'm just going to kind of fold this over to a different section, and then I'm going to wipe this table down. Now, I don't know if you can see right there on the right, that is our patio. There's a glass door right there. And I mentioned that the dirt here is very different. Now, we also have a dog that lives outside. We have always had her. She's like 7 years old. She's the sweetest dog ever. But she does like to dig, and because the dirt is so different here, like I mentioned, it is, I don't know, it's just nuts, the amount of the amount of dirt that comes in right here. So this is an area that I'm definitely having to clean very frequently. I have to wipe down the table, I have to wipe down the chairs. I am vacuuming this pretty much every day. I really wanted to put a pretty rug under this table, but I don't think it's going to happen, just because I feel like it would just be a dirt magnet. That little rug right there that's by the door, that thing gets so full of dirt. And so I just don't think it's going to work, unfortunately. But I have, the other thing I did though to kind of help is I ordered more filters for my Shark vacuum. And y'all, I'm having to change the filters pretty much every day, and that's why I got some backups, because you wash these out in the sink and they need to dry really well overnight. So that is helping. We're going to do some things outside to maybe help, but I don't know if it really is going to help. So we'll see. I may just be cleaning this area all the time. Alright, so make sure that you stay to the end of this video, and I'm going to give you a peek inside the pantry and then also in our laundry room so that you can see that I did get it put back together. It probably still needs some tweaking. I'm sure I will make tweaks along the way, but it is functioning so much better. The pantry is so much better. The laundry room is so much better. So I want to thank you guys for watching. I really hope that by sharing my organization and cleaning process will motivate you to get some cleaning and organizing done in your own home, and also show you that organization doesn't have to cost a lot of money. Sometimes you just have to take things out, you have to sort through them, you have to think about how you're using a space and how you really want it to function, and then put everything back in a way that makes sense for you and for your family so that it functions well. Alright, so here's a look at the pantry. I did purchase these plastic containers from Walmart to put cereal in. They hold 1 gallon, and that's the right amount, or the perfect amount, for the boxes of cereal that I purchased. I got 2 of those, and they were super inexpensive. Everything else I was able to just move to other bins that we already have. I labeled them and just kind of moved things around, and it feels so much better. I was really surprised that I didn't have to purchase a lot of things. Again, I just kind of had to think through some things. The labels were just created with a simple label maker. It makes things easier for my kids and husband to know where to look for things, but also to know where to put things away. You can see right here, I still need to go to the store, and we don't have water right now, but I usually keep bottled water down there on the floor, so now I've got a space for that. I've got an empty basket that will hold paper towels, so we are good. In here in the laundry room, you can tell I obviously did some laundry, but I don't have things on the floor anymore. My mop bucket will fit right there. I just got done using it, so it's not there right now. You can see that my washer and dryer are cleared off. I sorted through products, and you can see all of these bottles right here. These are all things that I had duplicates of or are almost gone, and I just have them right there kind of visually so that I see them so that I can use these items up first. And then in those bins up there, I just put things that we don't use as often. I've got the things that I use the most right here so that I can reach them. And it's super simple. It's not like a super pretty Pinterest worthy laundry room, but it's going to work. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you're new to my channel and not already subscribed, please consider subscribing, and I will see you guys next time.